Hello and g'day. Today I'm going to be making a mango salsa with you. I hope you enjoy it as much as I do. It's a recipe that was brought by a guest speaker to prenatal. We were talking about food as we often do, and she wrote this one out for us. It was really good. So starting with mango, recipe does call for one, but I have the smaller mangoes. I prefer these ones, so I'm going to use 2, and a can of black beans, 4 small tomatoes. I have 2 in this hand, a red onion, juice of a lime, and some cilantro to taste. Unfortunately, I am the only person in this house that loves cilantro as much as it deserves to be loved, so I will not be putting that in the main bowl, but I will still chop it up, put it on the side, and then I can add it to mine. So we're going to start with, we're going to start with me getting some utensils to do the cutting part. I'll be right back. So I have mango, and for mango, if you have never cut one open before, or if you have and you wondered how people do it, this is the easiest way. So we're going to fillet the 2 edges. The mango pit is a very flat, large pit, which is still hiding in there. I'm going to get one other knife because the proper tool for the job makes a big difference in getting the job done. So here is, okay, there we go. I said here is, and what I meant to say was something about the knife. I don't know. Mangoes are a bit hard to get into. If I was just eating this one, I would start just chewing the food off of the seed here, but as we're putting this into the salad, or the salsa, I won't yet. Okay. Very carefully use this knife to make a cross pattern. I say carefully because this has a very sharp point in it and I don't want to cut myself, especially not on film. So if I was to eat this mango outside, I would now flip it inside out, and there's a little porcupine. But we're going to cut these pieces off and just put them directly into the bowl. And being as this is so good, I will continue to just get every little bit that I can off here. Okay, I'm going to continue doing this and this other one, and then when I come back, magically there will be 2 mangoes cut in that bowl. I will be back. Okay, so we have mangoes are in here. We have 1 can of black beans. Now you can use your own beans that you've cooked. Obviously that is much more efficient, and if you're cooking them on your wood stove in the winter, then it's much better for the environment also. But I don't have those options here, and I am using a can of black beans today. I'm just going to rinse them off. So those are rinsed. Put them in the mango. I'm just mentioning because I know sometimes I've been asked a few times. I always rinse the beans and discard the liquid that comes in the can. The ingredient list here is in these ones, which is They were the cheapest ones at the grocery store, Selection brand. Black beans, water, salt, and calcium chloride. The only thing of that I really want in here is the black beans. So I rinsed everything else off to hopefully make sure I don't get any of it. Okay, we've got tomatoes, 4 small tomatoes. I have 4 tomatoes that I got for this, and I'm going to see as I'm putting them in if I think it does require all 4 of them. If not, I'll have an extra tomato for my salad tonight. Now, you will chop these as fine as you like. Some people obviously have different tastes than other people. We all have different tastes. So if you want a chunkier salsa, then do bigger bites. If you want a very liquidy salsa, you can do this in the food processor even. Just pulse it a few times until it's more the size that you would like to eat. Sorry, my nose is itchy and I'm trying not to scratch it. And at the risk of aging myself, I caught a part of an episode of Bewitched yesterday on TV. So every time I go to twitch my nose now, I start thinking of that. Okay, tomato number 2. I'm going to suggest at the beginning of the recipe, or the YouTube video, and if you have all of this stuff chopped, it'll be much easier to go along with me. I don't have any distractions in this house. I can imagine that if I was doing this with children home or other people in the house, I'd probably not be able to keep up with myself. So I have a dog looking at me wishfully, wishing we were doing more smoothies so he could have some more banana or something with cheese. It's his other favorite food group. Give those a mix and just see. I'm going to choose to just do 1 more tomato in here. This is what we have so far. Looks good to me. One more tomato. So I'm going to be eating these probably on tortilla chips. You could add this to almost anything where you regularly use salsa. I'd be interested in knowing what people are going to be eating their salsa with, because I find the best way to find out new things is to find out how other people are doing it, because it's not new to them. Okay. 1 red onion. Do like red onions. If you don't have a red onion and you're doing this, I would do a green onion if you had, would probably still be very nice, or just a little bit of a very finely chopped up cooking onion if that's what you have. Just to get a little bit of the onion, but you don't want it to be very strong. I'm going to chop this fairly fine. My lines are not working out for me here right now. Watch your fingers always when chopping. There we go. Tomato out of the way. An interesting experiment if you ever want to put yourself in the place of your children learning how to do something. Is trying to use the opposite hand. I did this with spinach. I found that I couldn't chop through the spinach with the opposite hand. And that's as close as I can get. It's amazing what a difference it makes. And good to experiment. So much more control with the correct hand, whichever one that is for you. Okay, 1 small onion. And just like with the tomato, just because the recipe says to put it in doesn't mean I'm going to put it all in. So I'm going to see what that's like. Okay, and now I need the juice from a lime. Get my compost out of the way here. You can use any kind of juicer. I have this guy that I really like. I'm going to juice that lime right into there. Oh, that's a big lime. Okay, that's 1/2. Now the other half. Love fresh lime. It just makes everything taste so springy to me and fresh. Even though it's a hot summer day here, this is just a nice, this is a very messy thing to make. Okay, and now we have cilantro left. So this was purchased at Metro today. Has the root system still on it, which doesn't normally happen, and is a fairly small package. But one thing I like is that it is covered in dirt, which tells me that this was grown in dirt. And I like my food being grown in dirt. I'm just going to wash this section off. Now I have seen recently on Facebook a little tip and trick in the kitchen, which is using a cheese grater, sorry, I keep calling it a cheese grater, a food grater, to pull the leaves off the stems. And I've done that twice. The one time I was in the kitchen by myself and it worked great. The second time I was in the kitchen with somebody else and the leaves kept landing on them as I was pulling them through the grater. It's very interesting. It might have been subconscious on my part, hard to say for sure. So because it's just me having the cilantro, I probably don't need a whole lot. And I'm going to use some of this for another upcoming recipe, actually a few upcoming recipes. I have realized that I think a lot of the foods that I choose to cook at prenatal are because my family doesn't like the things that or some of the things that I like. So I'm having a hard time finding things to cook that they're going to like, because cilantro and sweet potatoes are two of my favorites and they don't go over in this house very well. Even having it in the fridge sometimes, the cilantro, I get comments, but the fridge stinking. Okay, so there's my cilantro. I am going to wash my hands, get a bowl, put this in, put the cilantro in, grab some chips, come back and show you how it all turned out. I will be right back. Thanks. I am back. I have added the cilantro to this bowl. You might be able to see that's our salsa. I have some plain old tortilla chips here. And I'm going to try a bite. Now this should sit, and once I'm done here, I'm going to put it back in the fridge and try it again once the flavors all have a chance to set together. I'd say a few hours would be good. Mm-hmm. That is really good. I think I'm going to add a little shake of salt. Try another bite. Mm-hmm. So quick and easy, homemade, fresh mango salsa. Have a great day. Thank you for joining me. Please comment, like, share, tell the world about this amazing YouTube channel. Thank you.